Hi, Carly.
Hi, Jen.
Welcome. I feel like this is popping in my face. Thanks for my boba tea. I've never had it in my life.
I can't believe you've never tried, boba before,
I'm
ever.
still a little confused by it. I'm really confused what's in my mouth right now.
I don't know what's boba, but I think it's, cornstarch and sugar or something.
Like the actual ball. So
Mhm.
it's like a gummy.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. I'm into it. Do you want to start with what's in alignment and out of alignment for you?
Sure.
Okay, what's in alignment, Carly?
I think what's in alignment for me is my, ability to grasp onto opportunity. I feel like I'm in New York for a month for work, which is why we're together, and I am loving it. I'm eating it up, and it's, awesome that I was able to come here and, take hold of the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And then out of alignment, I feel like I'm not, capitalizing on it enough. I feel like I need to be, vlogging it like you.
Okay, are you ready for this? That's just the mindset of a New Yorker. You literally got here and felt immediately like, I'm doing so much,
Uh-huh.
but I'm not doing enough. That
Yes.
is the New Yorker mentality. So welcome.
I need to move here.
No, it's not. It's not like something only you're experiencing.
Yeah.
That is literally how we all feel, and it's because there's so much hustle and bustle around you,
Uh-huh.
and anytime you're laying on the couch or doing something quote unquote unproductive,
Yeah.
which I hate to say because it's not, but you are always thinking about the person you could be getting coffee with, or and I know you're a networking queen, which we'll get into, so I'm sure your mind's racing of just I didn't do anything this
Mhm.
morning. I should be, either going to try a cool new restaurant or is that exactly
It's
what's happening?
exactly how I feel. I'm
Yeah.
well, number one, I just want to take hold of the opportunity because I'm who gets to live in New York for a month, for fun? That's very rare. So I want to tell the story of that unique sort of happening.
Huh. You should I'm very good at coming up with ideas for other people,
Uh-huh.
not myself. So I'm just gonna spit out ideas for you that just came to my mind. I think you should be vlogging on TikTok,
Mhm.
and it's day one of holy shit, my job moved me to New York
Yeah.
City for a month. I just got an apartment in the West Village through work. Here's day one of me exploring something new in New York City.
Yeah, see, I would love to do that, and I had that idea a little bit less structured, but I was I need to, document this on TikTok 2 weeks
Uh-huh.
ago, and then I just now it's 2 weeks in, and I haven't done it yet.
That's okay. You could do it for a week.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, you don't have to do it every single day.
Yeah.
You could literally you start the TikTok with my job moved me to New York in the West Village for a month, and I'm pretending to be a New Yorker. Here's a day of my life.
I love that.
And just do literally one day whenever you're in the mood.
Okay.
Instead of anytime I've done a 30-day challenge or a 7-day challenge, I don't finish it
Mhm.
because it's brutal.
I'm taking that advice. I need to I'm so inspired by people like you who,
I'm gonna thank you.
document their life so well because I'm so terrible at it, and I'm how do you get over that fear?
Okay. First of all, again, going back to New Yorker mentality, I feel like I don't document it well enough. So it's funny. It's everyone's comparing each other to the next person. I think for me, something I've been thinking about lately is
Mhm.
I feel like it's very easy for me to document my life in long form vlogging on YouTube.
Mhm.
I don't understand how these TikTokers keep people in the loop of their life in less than a minute videos every single day.
Mhm.
I don't understand how to do it other than a get ready with me or vlogging every single day. I don't understand how you can actually create a community on TikTok and have people want to know what happens next in your day. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't understand that, but that might just be because I'm more of a long form person between the podcast and YouTube.
I don't understand
Are
it
you a
either.
long form girl? Have you tried YouTube?
Yes. I was a college vlogger back in the day.
Shut up. Wait,
Yes.
shut up.
Yes, I wanted to be a YouTuber so bad when I was, young.
Me too.
And you are a YouTuber.
Well, thanks. But I'm just saying, I remember in college literally watching people. It's funny that you did it in college because
Uh-huh.
for me it was not cool.
Oh, it wasn't cool for me either.
Oh, okay, cool. So I was I cannot do this till I'm out of college and I don't have to face my peers then every day, but I wish I did do it.
Mhm.
It's cool that you did, but also I'm happy I didn't because it's work. It looks fun, but it's actually it's full on a job
Oh,
being
yeah.
on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. It really is. I just, I saw, all these girls doing it, and I was I wanna do this so bad. And I would, vlog, my college dorm and, all this stuff, and then I quit in, 2018.
How long did you do it for?
I did it, all high school and college, but
Oh
then I,
my
deleted
God.
most of my videos. That's how I
Why?
got started in, editing and stuff.
I didn't realize that.
My own YouTube.
Wait, why'd you delete everything?
Because my church was like, "You need to, like, delete this."
Shut
Isn't that
up.
crazy? It's, like, my biggest regret.
Your church said you need to delete your videos?
Not really. I mean, they were, like, very not behind my internet presence. Like, I was just so outgoing and, like, immature in my videos, and
As you should be.
yeah,
You're
I
a
don't
young
know.
girl.
I know, but I was just like, it was too much for me at the time. Like, I didn't know
Yeah.
how to, like, properly communicate who I was with people, so
Uh-huh.
I was just like, "I don't wanna deal with this, and it's too hard for me to, like, discern what I should and shouldn't post,"
Do you
so I
still belong
deleted
to that
everything.
church?
No, this was, like, in college in South Carolina in, like, 2018.
Okay, and then so you're not did you, like, make an active decision not to put yourself in that situation again or no?
Um, like, church?
Like, listening to other people or people of
Oh,
authority, like, telling you not to be yourself online and, like, be authentic.
um yeah, like, not really. I moved to LA where it was, like, encouraged to be
Right.
creative and put yourself out there.
So you put yourself in a different environment.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I actually wanna get into that because the reason I initially I mean, I heard you on Kenzie Elizabeth's podcast
Yeah.
a long time ago, and then I connected with you through Geneva, and then put 2 and 2 together when we met the other month that, like I don't know, I feel like I thought those were 2 separate people, I can't explain. Like, I forgot
Wait,
that I
what?
like, I forgot I listened I remember that podcast episode so vividly, and I remember DMing the person who was on the podcast, which was you, saying, "I relate to you so much," and then fast forward months later, we connected over Geneva,
Mhm.
and I didn't realize that you were the person I had DM'd that was on Kenzie's podcast. Like, I
Yeah.
just connected that recently. That was very confusing. Um, but the reason I loved you on her podcast and just, like, felt the need to DM you and felt connected to you is because I feel like your career path has been very much, like, taking risks, but also just not settling. Like, I feel like out of college, you had a degree, you had all these things, like, you easily could have just gone and gotten a corporate job that maybe you weren't, like, thrilled with, but, like, that's what we're all told to do after college, and instead
Mhm.
you were like, "I'm gonna work at Erewhon. I'm gonna move to LA, work at Erewhon, and, like, figure it out," and you're a networking queen because of it. So can you explain, like, that story a little bit after college?
Yeah, I mean, I had graduated college in 2020, which was the pandemic,
Mhm.
so I was, like, kind of at a, moment where I had to make a change and, like, life was kinda throwing itself at me, so, I was living with my mom at the time and just, like, finishing up school, decided to go to grad school online for an extra year, and was also, like, freelancing and just, like, saving up, living with my mom, just, like, trying to figure out what was next. And I was like, "If I'm gonna do grad school online, I don't wanna live with my mom. I'm, like, saving up, like, all this money, like, I don't."
Grad school for what?
Strategic communications?
Okay.
Very random.
Yeah.
But I was just, like, saving up money with my mom and just, like it was probably, like, a year into that at that point, so I'd saved up enough to move out, and I was like, "If I'm gonna finish up my degree at grad school and, like, move on with my life and move out of my mom's house, like, I wanna move to LA. Like,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna move to Charlotte, Nashville, Atlanta, I wanna move to LA." No job lined up, I was still in grad school at the time, but I had enough, like, income through my freelance gigs where I felt confident that that would, like, pay my rent and, like, hold me over until I found, like, a brick and mortar, like, restaurant job in LA. So I just, like, got up, drove my Honda Civic across the country.
So cool.
I had, like, probably, like, $1,500 in my account, and just, like, after I paid my rent and stuff in LA, and, just, like, did it and, like, finished grad school, was freelancing, doing, like, a bunch of random gigs, and then after grad school, I was so burnt out from freelancing that I decided to, like, quit a lot of my clients and do restaurant work, so not really restaurant work, I literally worked at, like, Press Juicery and Erewhon.
You're like, "I was busting my ass at these tables."
I know, whenever somebody's like, "If you didn't work in the food industry, like, you don't understand," and I'm like, "I did work in the food industry," and then it's like Press Juicery.
You're like, "I pressed their little
Yeah,
yogurts, and it was really hard."
that's hard work.
No, the actual juicing actually sounds hard.
I mean,
Did you
that's
make those?
no,
Oh,
that's the
okay.
gag of it all. That job I actually quit that job after a month because all you do is, like, grab the juices out of the freezer and sell it to
Oh,
people. It's very boring.
that is boring. Because
Mhm.
I used to work at an ice cream shop, and I loved it.
Yeah.
In high school, like,
See, that's fun.
all of my friends worked at the local ice
That's
cream
why.
shop, so you always knew you were gonna be on shift with a friend, and
Yeah.
we'd, like, make ice cream shakes for fun, and it was literally so fun.
See, I would love to like, the thing is, like, I'm missing from my life right now is I would literally do, like, work as a barista on the weekends. Like,
I
I would
love
love that.
Totally. So, you just mentioned, like, you got burnt out from freelance work, and I
Mhm.
relate to that very hardcore
Yeah.
because I think there's, like, this glamorization of freelancing where it's like, I won't have to answer to anyone.
Mhm.
I can do my work in bed at 10 p.m. if I want. Like, I can make my own schedule. I can go travel and do my work while I travel. And like all of those things are 100% true
Mhm.
and like are the best parts of working freelance. But you are, like you said, more likely to get burnt out. I feel like because, in my experience at least, like you just almost like how you started this podcast, you always feel like you could be doing more. Like
Mhm.
you could be getting more clients, you could be offering them more projects because like you look at your bank account and you're like, it's not like when you're in a full-time job and you have this set
Yeah.
paycheck. You kind of decide how much are you willing to put in to then
Mhm.
make more money at whether it's hourly or another client or whatever it is. Like you're most likely needing more like way more money all the time. So it's
Mhm.
like you always kind of just give yourself more work or you're looking
Yeah.
for more work and it's really really stressful, so I really understand that.
Yeah, it's a tough job, and I did it right out of college too and had nobody telling me what to do. Did you do it too? You
So,
freelanced for a while.
yeah, but I had multiple corporate jobs out of college. Like I didn't even consider any of this kind of stuff yet.
Yeah.
I was like I went I worked at HBO out of college,
Oh,
very
wow.
corporate. Then I went to two PR agencies and then the pandemic hit and I
Mhm.
threw myself into this stuff. But like I didn't even consider this whole world was
Yeah.
like far I didn't even know it was an option until
Yeah.
like after the pandemic, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. What, like, opened your eyes to it?
Okay, we're interviewing me now.
I know, I'm like, "I wanna know."
um what opened my eyes to it? I think I always wanted to do YouTube. Never had the time to fully commit to it out of college because before the pandemic, it was like you were at the office
Mhm.
all night, and then, like, I was in PR for celebrities, I was, like, at events and like, I had a very crazy job,
Dang.
and yeah, I had a very crazy job, and so I was doing, like, 1 YouTube video a month, like,
Uh-huh.
by no means was that gonna cut it, but then when the pandemic hit, I threw myself into YouTube, ended up starting a podcast, and then life got back to normal again, and I just hated giving all my energy to my full-time job working
Mhm.
from home when all I wanted to do was YouTube and podcasting and all the things. So I was like, what if I just had the time, I could do more brand deals, I could blow up if I put all my time and effort into it. And that didn't happen, which was an amazing learning lesson
Yeah.
of like sometimes like it's really not in your control. Like so many
Mhm.
things are in your control, but like I'm kind of at a point now where it's like, okay, like I've just come kind of to a point where I'm like, what if I could have a stable income through a creative full-time job that
Mhm.
I enjoy that helps me like I always want to work in a role that's going to help me with my own YouTube and podcast instead
Mhm.
of it feeling like with PR that it's just like why am I here?
Mhm.
So that's kind of the strategy now and it's like if I just stop putting so much pressure on my social media and I just keep doing it as a fun
Mhm.
side hustle, like it'll organically grow and then by the time I'm
Totally.
like a mom or something, then maybe we could go back to like throwing myself into it full time, but like I'm not that pressure is just not on it anymore. But your question was when did my eyes open to it? It was really just like as my passion got so strong for it and I realized I hated working on anything else, I just kind of while I was young and still at the age where I had my parents' health insurance, I was like,
Mm.
fuck it, like let's just try it.
Yeah.
And because of that, I ended up having to make money. So I had to work at the front desk of Rumble and have all of these freelance things and I got entirely burnt out. So I relate
Mhm.
a lot to that.
Yeah, it's tough. I, like, love that you know how to capitalize on your personal brand. I think it's, like, the best skill ever.
What do you mean? I feel like I don't.
I feel like it like, the Jen Lauren brand, like, I feel like that
Oh,
is,
thank
like, the
you.
most I think it's, like, the most humble position to be in. Like, everybody wants to say, like, influence like, who does an influencer think they are, like, to have, like, this ego, and I think it's, like, the most humble job. Not like firefighters, whatever, but I
No,
do think
yeah.
it's, like it takes, like, a kind of die to self moment to, like, put yourself out there. I
Yeah.
just respect it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I I do feel like a lot of people, like, that's kind of the stereotype is, like, I don't like, they're trying to be an
Mhm.
influencer and it's, like, cringy or whatever, but, like, I feel like if you have a why and it's genuinely which you can relate to with Geneva, honestly,
Mhm.
like, I genuinely just, like, love girlhood and want to create a community, and I also love expressing myself
Mhm.
creatively, and so it's, like, it's not really it's different than someone just coming online trying to sell you tummy tea. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think if you're fully authentically yourself online, it's not cringy. I think it's cringy when someone's clearly trying to be someone they're not.
Mm.
Period. Pull
Period.
that
That's a
TikTok.
bar.
It's is influencing something you wanna do?
Oh,
I
yeah,
feel like it
dream.
is.
Yeah.
I feel like you've tried everything, like, so when we were Carly works for Geneva, which is a really cool platform that we have a group chat on, and we met at, like, a Geneva dinner,
Mhm.
I guess you would
Best night ever.
say, and we were talking all night, and every 5 minutes, she'd be like, "Yeah, I tried stand-up comedy once," like, oh and then all of a sudden, it's like I see her singing on TikTok, and it's like, she is literally the woman of, like, a million hats, a million talents, and you just, like you try everything, and you put yourself out there so shamelessly, and, like, you just figure it out. Like,
Yeah.
how do you have that
I don't know.
confidence?
I don't know. I really don't know where the confidence comes from. I'm very, like always been set on, like, I would be something. Like, I always, like, knew that, like, whatever I decided to become, like, it would be, like, awesome. I don't know if that's,
Yeah,
like,
no, I get what you're saying. It's
very
like you
naive.
knew no, you knew you weren't just meant for like a 9 to 5 corporate stewardship,
Yeah.
it's something just like cool.
Yeah, but I never, like, knew my shtick. Like, I
Right.
never knew
Like your
what it was gonna
niche.
be. Yeah, my niche. I never knew because, like, every time I did try to become a singer, like, it never saw the light of day.
Wait, you're amazing and I need you to keep singing on TikTok.
Okay.
I need you to do like those parking garage singing videos
LOL.
because you're amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You
Um
should like make TikTok singing in the subway. Talk about confidence. Imagine.
I know. I literally thought about I went to Coney Island yesterday. Have you been there? I
Yeah.
can't. But I
I
went
didn't like it,
yeah,
but yes, I've been.
it reminded me of Myrtle Beach in South
It's
Carolina.
really not cute. It's disgusting. It's not enjoyable.
It was very, like, novel. Like, I was having, like, a moment there.
It feels like you're in an old movie, but it's
Yes.
not, like, bougie by any means.
No, no, it's very, like it gave me, like, old Hollywood
Wholesome,
vibes.
yeah.
But there was, like, a bunch of, like, old people dancing on the boardwalk, and I was
Aw.
like, "Great TikTok idea is just put my phone down and go, like, troll and dance with them," but I didn't do it because of fear. But I need to do that on the subway this week. That's how I can capitalize my New York journey.
That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Wait, would you do that?
I would. I just need, like, a
Like, put your
videographer.
phone up? Or
I
yeah, or just have someone come with you and, like, literally just film you singing in the subway?
I would. I honestly, like, need to get, like, a boombox and go in the hallways of the
You
subway.
really should. You'd go viral.
I don't know.
Okay, so of all the things you've tried, is there something that you're like, that's like, it sounds like singing's kind of your thing that you wanna pursue, but, like, what else have you tried? You've tried vlogging, you've tried stand-up. Is there anything else I'm missing?
Um I don't know. I don't think of it it's so funny that you think of this way because I don't think of it as, like, different areas of my life that I'm trying. Like, I
Yeah, it's
view it
all
as
just
just, like,
you.
an expression of just,
Yeah.
like, how I'm feeling that day. So, I honestly have no idea. Like,
Did you
there's
like
no
stand-up?
no, I will not be doing
Oh.
stand-up
Oh,
ever
you hated
again.
it.
Mhm.
Oh.
It takes a very specific type of person.
Like, Hannah Berner's
She's
crushing it.
so funny.
Crushing it.
So
And, like,
funny.
meant to be
Yeah.
on that stage.
Yeah.
I feel like you just need to find the thing where you're like, I'm meant like, where do you get, like, a tickle? Like, honestly, like, while I'm podcasting or something
Mhm.
like that, I'm like, I just feel so excited.
Yeah.
Is it, like, singing for you?
I feel like it's definitely singing for me.
Okay, I need you to just keep singing on TikTok. All it
Okay.
takes is one viral singing video
That
on
is true.
TikTok.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Can you give us some networking tips? Because you didn't you meet people, like, while literally making smoothies at Erewhon that helped
Yes.
you like, you work for
Yes.
Kenzie Elizabeth, is that how that happened? Or
I started working for Kenzie, editing her videos in, like, 2019, 2018.
okay, tell us how you found her and connected with her, because that's also, like, a good lesson. Like, I feel like you're a
Yeah.
networking queen.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's really just following the right people on Instagram these days. But I had always been, like, watching her, a fan of her, and, I just swiped her to an Instagram story one day when she was putting up a job position
Okay.
to edit for her Patreon at the time, and so I was like, "I'm interested," but when I slid in her DMs, I had also sent her, like, an email with a Google Drive with, like, a cover letter,
Wow.
example work, like, this whole thing, my resume,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Check your email, like, it's there," like, and to me, this was so out of reach. Like,
Yeah.
I had no connections, I had no previous experience, I was just, like, taking a chance, and she was like, "Can you hop on the phone in 10 minutes?" And so she called me, and she
Wow.
basically hired me on the spot on the phone, and I said, "Yes, of course," and it's been history ever
I
since.
can't believe you've been working for her for that long.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the Erewhon story, though? I feel like you met people at Erewhon.
And then yeah, so when I was working at Erewhon, I always met people at Erewhon. I didn't meet, like, anybody specific.
Okay, I don't know why I thought there was a
Um,
story.
yeah, but I mean, like, it's funny because, like, there was this one influencer that was in the hot bar,
Okay.
um, the, like, lunch line, and I met her, and then at Kenzie's live show, she was also there, and she was like, "Do I know you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I, like, talked to you at
She
Erewhon."
remembered you
Yeah.
from serving food at Erewhon?
Yes, but I also, like, went up to
That's
her when I was, like,
nice.
serving food and was like, "Hello, I'm Carly Adair."
Oh, you, like, made a point to be
Mhm,
like,
mhm.
"This is me."
Yeah.
So, was that, like, part of your strategy when you went to Erewhon?
Well, not necessarily, but I did make the decision to quit press juicery to work there because I was holding out on applying for a dream job after school. Like, I was like, I don't want to just like work, like you said, like at some corporate 9 to 5. Like, I want to work for a company that I care about. So, in the meantime, whatever my part time job is, like, needs to be a good one and a
Mhm.
strategic one. So, I was like, I literally live in LA. Why would I work anywhere else part time other than Air One?
It's genius.
Yeah.
And you just made sure anytime you saw someone that was cool, you were like, how did you introduce, like, what was the line? What's the pitch? If someone is literally, like, serving food and they're like, "I have celebs or influencers come
Uh
in all
huh.
the time and I wanna make a connection, but, like, I don't even know what to say or offer them," like,
Yeah.
what was your shtick?
Oh,
Okay, I'm an influencer,
okay.
and I'm getting hot food and you're serving it to me, or
Um,
whatever.
I would just well, the thing is, Air One was not my best work ethic because
Seriously, everyone was not my best work.
I literally left that hot bar all the time to go talk to people. I was like
As you
in my
should.
networking era.
Yeah.
I would see like somebody shopping and I would like go like out behind and just like go up to them and be like, "Hello, I'm Carly." I would probably like say like if we had like a mutual or if there was like a story behind it, like a personal anecdote, like you would in a cold pitch email.
Like, "I've been watching your YouTube
Yeah.
channel forever," or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, and I just wanted to introduce myself, like, and if there was, like, something relevant that I recently saw that they posted or something like that, like, I would bring it up, like,
Did you say, like, "I offer freelance whatever," or were you saying, "I'm looking for a job," or literally none of that, just, "I'm introducing myself"?
relationship building, I guess, and the thing is, it's so
'Cause it's
funny.
so scary to walk
Yeah.
up to someone without, like, a, "And here's how I can help you."
Mhm, mhm.
Like, it would be great to walk up to them and be like, "Love your videos, blah, 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 just so you know I am a video editor, like, if you ever
Mhm,
need
mhm.
whatever, here's my Instagram," but you were just like,
Yeah,
"Hey,
I just
love
wanted
ya."
to meet people. I literally just wanted to meet people, and I wasn't even thinking of it as, like, an
Networking.
opportunity to find a job. I was just like, I just love that, like, these people are around me.
That's like, takes a lot of confidence
Yeah.
to walk up to someone cold and just be like, "I just wanna know you."
Yeah.
And was everyone super nice always?
Everybody was pretty much super
Do you have
nice.
any weird experiences?
Jason Nash was weird.
Oh my god, I wasn't expecting you to say a name, I love this. Who the hell is that?
He's like the guy on, David Dobrik's vlogs.
Okay. Wait,
Yeah.
why was it weird? You
I
just
don't I
it
think
fell
I
flat?
weirded him out. Like, the thing about, like, me when I was working at Erewhon is I was trolling these people.
Okay.
Like, I don't he probably, like, doesn't even remember this, but he was, like, walking through the hot bar line, and I was just, like, in my hat, and I was like, "Jason, I love your work on the internet."
Jason? Okay, and what
Keep in
he
mind
was
this is, like, a 20-year-old girl in, like, an
right.
Erewhon hat.
Yeah,
He
no,
was
but I
just
feel like that's why he should be nice.
he was just like, "Okay." And I was like, "Okay."
Wait, that's actually what he said?
Yeah.
He said, "Okay."
Yeah. I don't remember, like, the whole interaction. I just remember it was a weird interaction because it was, like, at the beginning of the hot bar
Did he
line.
say thanks?
Huh?
Or he definitely didn't say even, like, "Thank you"?
It was just, like he was just, like, nervous. I think I, like, made him nervous.
You made him uncomfortable? If someone walked up to me and said, "Jason."
I think that everybody and all the celebrities in LA are, like, on edge whenever they go out in public.
Interesting. But, like, you're literally just a like cute girl in an Erewhon hat. Like,
Hey.
what's so interesting? Okay. Do you have any like last advice for someone who's
Mm.
just needing to network and feels maybe like they literally have no connections, but they're trying to make it in a certain field or find their like
Mhm.
footing?
I mean, I feel like you definitely just have to, like, build a personal brand for yourself on the internet. Like, whatever you wanna do, like, I would start doing for yourself, and so, like, if you have no personal or previous experience, like, you have, like, your own work to do. Like, before I started editing for Kenzie, like, I had no other video editing experience
Right.
except for my own YouTube videos, and
Right.
so I was able to kind of, like, reference that, and I think, like, putting yourself out there, like, on the internet and, like, kind of, having a portfolio, having a website is,
It's
like,
actually
good.
really smart
Yeah.
because I unintentionally did that. Like, I
Yeah.
was stuck in PR while doing my own podcast and
Uh-huh.
YouTube and everything, and then I quit and all the things, and then when I wanted to go back to full time, the way I was selling the shit out of my own everything I learned on my own channels and the people I freelanced for, like,
Uh-huh.
I sounded like I had 20 years of experience, and I didn't have to, like, ask anyone for that experience, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
did it for myself. I think that's harder to say in, like, less creative fields,
Mhm.
but if you're a creative, I think that's a really good call, just, like, while you're working in whatever job you can get to make money,
Mhm.
even if you can't get freelance clients or whatever, like, just do something for yourself.
Yeah, I think doing something for yourself, and also, like, when it comes to pitching yourself, I would say quality over quantity.
Interesting.
Like, I would rather, like, send somebody, like, the most personal email than, like, sending out, like, 10 emails, just trying to get a job.
I okay, trying to get a job, yeah. I was gonna say, I feel like because when you say that, I'm thinking of, like, to get a podcast guest, and I'm like, I
Okay.
feel like you should be reaching out to as many people,
Everybody.
and then one person will answer, and that's great, but that is true. I feel like when you're really intentional with a select that's kind of like how my approach has been in recent
Mhm.
years is, like, because I'm not just a college student trying to get any job anymore, it's like I really only wanna work for certain companies and certain roles, so it's like, if you're gonna be selective, then get really intentional about the jobs you are applying for. I
Mhm.
think that's really smart.
Yeah.
And, like, I honestly fucking hate a cover letter, but if
Hate a
you're
cover
gonna
letter.
write one, it should just be really intentional and personal, because you might as well not write one if it's not. Like, genuinely, I have applied to so many jobs with just a resume, and then when there's one that you really want, take the time to write a thoughtful cover
Mhm.
letter, and it can be brief, because I also feel like no one like, it's 2023, no one wants to read an
I agree.
essay, so if you just write a really intentional, personal, brief cover letter, I feel like that's the sweet spot.
Totally.
Okay, cool. So we're aligned.
Mhm.
So you love your job now though, and you work
I
at
love it.
Geneva, which is awesome.
Mhm.
What do you do for them?
I work on their community team.
So what does that mean? I know what it
Um
means, but, like, for anyone else.
It's like, I mean, a community for any brand is just, like, the people that are, like, in relationship to the brand, so
It's
it's like
not HR because it
yeah.
kinda sounds like HR people.
Oh. Well, I mean, Geneva in itself is a community app,
Right.
so I do a lot there, but it's, like, all things from, like, support, like, Apple support vibes, like, if
Yeah.
somebody, like, needs to write in, like, I'm the one responding.
Do you
Um
find yourself able to network through that? Because there are really cool people on Geneva.
yeah, I mean, that's how we got to know each
Right.
other.
Wait, probably are networking like a badass at Geneva.
I mean, not, like, super it's funny because 'cause I'm not, like, networking in the way where I'm,
Not aggressively seeking it out.
looking to, like, get a
Yeah.
job or, like, looking to, like, promote or
No,
grow
just, like,
anything.
making relationships with
Yeah.
cool people that, like, you might not have had the connection to pursue
Right.
prior.
Right, like, I was just talking with my boss about this a few days ago. I was like, where I was when I started at Geneva is so different than where I am now,
Yeah.
and I just feel like the relationships that I've, like, created and just also, like, everything that I've learned, like, based on the network is, like, invaluable.
What were your kind of, like you said, you really didn't wanna settle in a job, you weren't just, like, looking for any big paying job, you
Mhm.
wanted to, like, hustle part-time until you found a dream job.
Mhm.
What were, like, your, like, criteria? Like, what were you searching for where you're, like, throughout your whole career where it's like, "I'm only gonna accept a job if it's, like,
Mhm.
this, and this." Like, what were you looking for?
I mean, at the time, I didn't know what I wanted. I just knew that I wanted to work for something special and unique and, like, a team where I was surrounded by people with ambition, which is honestly hard to come by.
Which is, like, exactly what you're in.
It's exactly what I'm in. Like, everybody on the team is, like, energized, like, so excited to work, and I love that, and I honestly felt isolated in that for a lot of my life where I'm like, "Why does nobody wanna work?" Like, you know what I mean?
Interesting.
Like,
Yeah.
everybody was just so lazy around me growing up.
No, I know what you mean. You want it to be somewhere where other people are as
Yeah.
passionate and
Yeah.
excited about what you're working on. Like, if you have
Yes.
to spend 90 whatever percent of your time of your life at work, you want it to be
Mhm.
something that excites you, and it's kind of hard to be excited when people around you are miserable to be
Exactly.
there.
Exactly. Like, I wanted people who had joy, and I wanted, like, a good team. I
Like, you're interviewing the people that are interviewing you too. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, when you're getting interviewed at a job, it's like, try to scope out the
Yes.
culture and the vibes of the people interviewing you.
The culture is so important,
Yeah.
and whenever I applied for this specific job, it was, like, really awesome, like, the way that they portrayed it, like, out in the
Yeah.
world, like, I had all these, like, benefits, and I was like, "Wow,
You
like,
guys,
dream."
they put Carly in New York for a month.
Yeah.
She's living in the West Village
Yeah.
for a month because of Geneva.
Mhm. It's truly, like, a great company, and it's definitely, like, something I'm super thankful for. Like, it's beyond what I was, like, looking for. Like, I was looking for just, like, anything to where I had, like, a voice. Like, it's a really small team, so that was, like, I guess, important to me. Like, I didn't just wanna be, like, a number in a corporate
Yeah,
job. I wanted to be somebody who, like, was able to, like, bring something to the table.
which is very hard,
Yeah.
like, out of college
Oh, yeah.
and starting out. Like, it's very easy to fall into, like, bitch work.
Yeah, yeah, and I wanted something where I could grow, which is, like, I think very relatable for somebody out of school where they're like, "I want, like, a growth opportunity."
Rather than,
Yeah.
like, being someone's executive assistant where they don't
Yes.
really feel like finding a new assistant, so you end up getting stuck in it for a long
Oh,
time.
no.
A lot of people, it's a great foot in the door, but if you're not vocal about, "I actually wanna grow in this company,"
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
and you're just being a really good executive assistant, sometimes I find that, like, you kinda get stuck in that, like, administrative role. So you have to be
Right.
really, just like another career tip, you have to be, what I learned over the years is very vocal about what you
Mhm,
want out of your
mhm.
job. Like, even working at PR agencies, I learned how to be very vocal about the clients I wanted to take on.
Mm,
Because you join an agency and they kind of just give you like whatever clients need
mm.
coverage at that point. Like, you join random teams. Like, at my one of my PR agencies, I was literally promoting when I first got there wild turkey whiskey or whatever.
Okay.
Like, that's not
Yeah.
what I would want to do, but totally fine. I'm getting experience. But over time, through managers helping me and telling me how to use my voice, I realized I have to be very vocal. Like, oh, I'm really interested in wellness and health and wellness clients. And like, if I hear there's a new client via a company email, like, I need to go out of my way to say
Mm,
that's the kind of client I want to work on. And
mhm.
then over time at that company, I ended up becoming like the health and wellness girl because I was vocal and wasn't just waiting for things kind of to be thrown at me. So that's just like another career tidbit. I feel like you have to be very vocal about where you're looking to go in the
Mhm.
company, in your role.
That is so smart, and I've even felt that, like, at my current role, like,
Yeah.
just, like, certain projects that I wanna work on, like, that is a genius tip.
Yeah,
I
no one
love
else
it.
is going to advocate for you, especially if
Yeah,
they don't know what you want because you're just like, sure, I'll take that. Like,
yeah.
yes, there's something to, of course, being easygoing and taking on
Mhm,
anything that they want to throw at you, but simultaneously, you can also be really vocal about the projects you would like to work on or
mhm,
like
mhm.
the parts of the job you really do love. Instead of complaining about the parts you hate, it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
be more vocal about the things you love so they know to like let you do more of that.
I love that.
Yeah, and then, like, when someone else is hired, they could take on the things you clearly don't love as much.
Yeah.
Do you have any other tips for just, like, anyone in their 20s not wanting to settle in a job, and it's just, like, what can they look for in the interview process where it's like, I feel like you
Mm.
found the type of people you wanna be around, the type of like, what were you looking for? Like, what did you have, like, kind of an eye out for?
I just feel like, easy conversation. I felt when I was interviewing, I mean, this is, like, 2.5 years ago, so
Uh-huh.
I rarely remember, but I think when I was interviewing, I got so close so many times, like, final 2 rounds or whatever, and I just, like, didn't get along with the people that I was interviewing with. Like, I was like, "This is okay," but I, like, felt like I was, like, performing, And this role, like, literally, I swear it was, like, created for me, like, it
Yeah.
just was too perfect, and I wasn't performing, like, I was able to, like, show up and just literally be myself, like, I wasn't, like, putting on some professional front,
Yeah.
which was
I
awesome.
think they like that though. I think obviously it's not always easy if you're with, if you're like a
Yeah.
young woman and there's like
Yeah.
a man who's very serious, it's not going to be as easy to like
Yeah.
vibe with them, but if you can show your personality in the interview
Mhm.
process, it
Oh, yeah.
does go a long way because they're going to have to work with you every
Yeah.
single day. They want to
Yeah.
like you as a person.
Yeah, I think that's the best tip. I think being likable and,
Yeah.
like, actually, like, asking how their day is and, like, little things like that, it goes a long way.
That's so interesting. You said the ones you got super close to
Uh-huh.
and didn't get, you feel like you didn't show your
No.
personality, and then the one you did show your personality, like you crushed it.
Yeah.
That's I feel like we can all take something from that.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Totally.
I also feel like when it comes to kind of rejection in that sense, I feel like people don't talk about enough like the
Mm-mm.
grief that comes with job rejection. I got so many jobs I applied for, and then I started to get rejected, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize it hurt like this. Like, I didn't
Mhm.
realize you start to ideate, well, especially when you have a long interview process, you start to like put yourself in the role and you're thinking about it and you're like, what would my commute to work look like? And you think of like
Aw.
all these things and like when you really want a job and then you don't get it and it feels like so personal.
Yeah.
Like it's really I didn't realize until I experienced it how like crushing it can be.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends right now who are, like, in the process of interviewing for jobs and applying to jobs. They're all, like, 23, 24, just, like, maybe they got their first job out of college and they didn't like it as much, and now
Right.
they're like, "I have to get something that I love." And I feel like it is the most soul-crushing experience for them, and I feel so bad.
You get so excited
I
and you
know.
work it up in your mind and like you get so close that you're like, "Well,
Yeah.
of course it's me. I made it to the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
I submitted my whatever assignment. I got all these interviews in and they all went really well. Like, of course it's me."
Yeah, but it's not like a personal thing at the end of the
Totally.
day. Like, that's what you just have to remind yourself of is, like, they were looking for something specific, like, the interviewer, like, they have their eye out for something, and just because it may not be you doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with
But
you.
also the chances, if you really did get that far, the chances are it was between literally you and one other person, and it
Totally.
was probably a difficult decision. And it came down to like this person has experience with Adobe Premiere Pro, and this
Right.
person we'd have to train. Like it could be something so technical. And I feel like if you got that far, it's an impressive thing. Even if you didn't get it,
Mhm.
it's still super impressive to make it that far. And I think it's just like it fucking sucks, but you have to remind yourself like that is a win to make it that far in a role that you really wanted. That means you're qualified for something like that and you'll get it somewhere else.
Totally, and it's exactly that mindset, like, each door that's closed, like, is on purpose, and the one
Yeah.
that's open is for you. So, like,
Yeah.
that whole thing, like, where if something is closed, like, that just means it's not for you,
Mhm.
which is, like, kind of great to be
And maybe it was
rejected from
prepping you
something. Yeah.
because you learned what you did and didn't want out of a
Yeah.
job, or you learned how to interview for this role and like
Yeah.
because you prepped for it so hard or whatever. So I
Totally.
think you can learn something from every career experience, even rejection, even though it sucks.
Mhm.
Okay, well, let's get into our ending segment.
Okay.
Fun facts and favorites. Carly,
Okay.
what is your top self-care tip? I'm sounding so cryptic. What's your top self-care tip?
Um, my top
Alright.
self-care tip. I don't know, I, like, don't take care of myself. Brush your teeth before bed.
I don't take care of myself.
I don't.
I disagree. You literally pursue every passion creatively. That is self-care.
Okay, I think of self-care as, like,
Wellness.
hygiene.
Hygiene. You're like, I don't shower. I don't know.
I do shower once a
No,
day.
what do you do to like that lights you up? That's just for you.
Um, I love making, like, my own TikToks, and I love, like, working on, like, passion projects for
There
myself.
you go. I feel
Mhm.
like it's like creative
Mhm,
expression.
mhm.
So your top self-care tip is to express yourself creatively.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people, even in like finance jobs and stuff, have a creative side and just never take on a hobby or something to like let it out.
Everybody's creative.
Yeah, I agree. Uh, okay, what's your? Are you a reader?
Yes.
Okay, top book recommendation or multiple.
Ruthless Elimination of Hurry by John Mark Comer.
Is that a fiction?
It's a nonfiction. It's very like
Oh.
self-helpy. It's about
Oh.
like have you heard of the book like To Hell with the Hustle and like
No.
okay, you should read The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. It's all about like slowing down and
Not you literally giving me a self-care tip after saying that you Okay. She's like, my recommendation's a self-help, self-care book.
I do read a lot of
Do
self-help
you?
for somebody that doesn't take care of themselves.
Wait, I want to read. I'm very into nonfiction right now.
Okay. John Mark Comer is a great author.
Okay, amazing. I've been reading Big Magic,
Ooh.
which I think you would love.
What's
It's
that about?
all about expressing yourself creatively.
Cool.
I'm like, Lauren Bostick actually recommended it when I first started at Dear Media and like asked her what book should I read. And it's all about kind of how to, it's like we all have the creativity within us, and it's like
Mhm.
how to kind of, I'm only on like a few chapters in, but it's like how to make sure you're actually like finding those creative gems within you and like acting on them. And if you're not acting on them, like act on the next one. Like that's kind of the chapter I'm on right now, but it's all about creativity and like that's really it.
Okay. No, I love that. I love a good book about like getting yourself out there. Have you read The Artist's Way?
No.
You should read that too.
Okay, I'll add it to my list.
It's like a workshoppy book. It's like have you heard of Morning Pages?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
where
it's
it came
from that. Okay, I know the book.
Mhm.
Top podcast recommendations.
Dare to Self-Care.
Thank you.
I don't know. I feel like I only listen to like sermons on podcasts.
Really?
I just listened to this one. It's called it's actually a really good podcast. Handlebars.
Okay.
It's so freaking good.
Oh, I've never heard of it. What kind of podcast?
It's like a Christian community in Texas,
Okay.
Upper Room, and like people from that community, like outside of Upper Room, like not related to the church, like started a podcast to talk about like how should I show up here, like how they talk about like creativity, like and all this stuff, and I'm
Cool.
like I like it a lot.
Yeah, love. The next one's a wellness product you can't live without right now, but I feel like you're gonna say you don't have one.
I'm like my cold sore medicine.
Let's go with that.
I'm just being real.
Okay, where can the people find you?
Carly Adair on the internet, y'all.
On every single platform?
I think my username is Carly Rose Adair.
Okay, on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, question mark?
Yes. Yes.
Are you like going on YouTube
I
again?
don't know. Do you know I literally have that camera. I have a Canon G7X.
That's
and I,
not
like,
my camera, but it looks, it's the same.
what is that camera?
It's like a PowerShot Canon. It's the
Oh,
same shit.
yeah.
I didn't have to say that.
Yeah. No, but I literally vlog my life. I just don't edit or post it.
Oh, like you use it and you just don't. Wait, why?
Isn't that insanity?
Well, no, I get it because I fucking hate editing, but you could hire someone to do it for like $30. That's what I do.
Okay. Well, I
'Cause
maybe
then you
that
get to just do the fun creative parts and like someone else. I still edit like style wise the
Mhm.
final touches, but I
Mhm.
have someone do my rough cut. So they do all the annoying stuff,
Oh.
cutting out all the
Yeah, I know. I do
fluff
that
or whatever.
stuff.
Yeah, and then I get to go in and just like add stuff in and the music and all that fun stuff.
Like text.
My personality, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I may need to get someone because that
I have
really
someone
is
for you.
Oh. Okay. Well,
I
catch me on YouTube. Carly Adair.
I mean, if you have a whole batch of content, you're not editing.
So much. I have like 4 hours of footage from the past like 2 months.
Wait, that's kind of so ideal. You have batched footage, and now you can just get it batch edited.
I know. Well, listen to this. I kind of was like, I want to like make a movie of my life for the past 2 months, like, but like a YouTube and like launch it, like, because my birthday's on Friday,
Oh my God,
and
cool.
I want to do like my 23rd year and do like episode 1, episode 2, episode 3,
I love
episode 4.
that.
We'll see.
Okay, so follow her on YouTube. Okay, thanks for coming on.
Okay, thank you, Jen.